Oh, so
Okay.
there we go. I did not add myself, but she's here. She's here.
Yay.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. And for all of the Americans who are here with us, happy 4th of July. I know that we have a lot of you here with us, but we keeping it real. Happy Friday. It is a long weekend that is long overdue. This is the last long weekend before October? No, November. And schools, government schools closed today. I hope that everybody had a good week. I know for me, it has been an emotional roller coaster. I underestimated myself. Sandra, definitely. I still don't know how you do it, but I want to thank you for bringing out someone in me that I didn't know. Definitely, we underestimate ourselves as human beings, and being comfortable in the uncomfortable definitely has paid off this week. But yes, here we are. It is Friday, and I cannot believe I've survived the week. It's normally happy hour somewhere. Today, I am definitely going to indulge in happy hour at the end of this show because
Yes.
I think it's worth the celebration. But, at the end of the day, without the supporters, without you, the viewers, with all of the reviews that I have gotten, with the showing of your support in your views, telling your family, telling your friends, I want to say wholeheartedly, thank you for embracing me. Thank you for embracing this show. Thank you for realizing the vision, the dream of what this platform plans to do for you. And we cannot do it alone. We will not do it by ourselves. And you're going to be a part of this journey with me and CMR TV. We're now still working out some kinks with CMR TV, but CMRTV.com is also live. That is on the channel. But please, like Sandra said on her show this morning, don't judge yet because there's still a testing phases, but that's another platform as well that you can get us. Please like and share our pages, and more of that to come on the Sabrina Speaks show as well. Please feel free to join us, 936-8255. Call us live and let us know your thoughts, definitely. And I want to see your comments. All of these tabs and stuff. What you didn't realize, I started before Sandra actually got here. And guess what? I didn't know that I didn't add myself in the studio, but I saw what she did. I saw exactly what she did. But I can assure you by Tuesday, I will have this down pat.
Yes.
Just make sure whenever you see CMR or Sabrina Speaks live this weekend, it's not breaking news. It's probably me testing, because I will be doing a lot of testing over the week in preparation for Tuesday, which I am honestly looking forward to on my own, as the training wheels off of this bicycle will now come off. And Sandra has allowed me to fly the coop in a good way. But again, it is a pleasure to have you all with me here this evening, and on this Friday evening, which we again is the last pretty much day of this work week for us, because I will be doing this Monday to Friday. Public holidays, we will not have a show. And definitely on the weekends, we will not. It's just about encouraging everyone to spend time with their family. And for those of you who may have gone away for this long weekend, but still choose to watch us after, that's also appreciated to keep you informed and definitely engage. But to all of my 57 viewers thus far right now that we're seeing, we want to thank you for joining us, and to all of our persons over there in the UK, Miss Lucille, definitely over there, and for all of our regulars, we know you're here with us, and feel free to, again, 936-8255, join us in on this open mic segment here. It's Friday. We know that there have been some hard-hitting topics. Yesterday was a really, really hot show, and we can see based on the amount of engagements, but today we can continue with that, or on a lighter tone as we enter the weekend, to just unwind definitely to embrace exactly our beautiful shores. We know K-Mass happens this weekend, so a lot of persons will be out there for that. And is it this weekend? Correct?
You asking the wrong one, honey.
Oh, okay.
Chill.
Well, yeah. K-Mass takes place this weekend.
I am not a carnival person, but
there are things to do here this weekend.
yes,
but more so spend time with family, and that's
Yeah.
what we're encouraging you to do, no matter how you choose to do it. You may actually go to your favorite restaurant because it's a long weekend. You may actually light up the grill. You may actually just chill in a hammock. That's my place to be honest. I prefer to just chill in a hammock and just enjoy nature, just enjoy it, but from my back porch, because I have a big thing for frogs. People are learning these things about me, Sandra.
Yes.
Yes.
They know me and frog. Anything that got too many legs, I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Yeah. I got it big ish with frogs and snakes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure.
So Sandra, what are we going to be doing with this weekend? You want to just recap? I mean, I want to see what people have to say. I'm not.
Oh yes,
my
apologies.
I'm not seeing that because
Let me get your.
it makes me feel
yes.
a part of what they're saying.
Yeah,
Because
give
if
me
I'm
one
not
second.
seeing,
I'm multitasking, getting your Instagram going.
yeah, because if
So-
I'm not seeing what you're saying, I
Yeah.
it makes it a little awkward.
As of next week, you'll be doing all this little tidbit, and some of it, like the Instagram feed, has to be done live.
There we go.
So there's no option to do that beforehand.
And it's on the right side now.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. So we're not dyslexic anymore.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
So we're gonna just click on that, and then we put this.
But most importantly, I want to again thank you for your patience as you have been on this journey with me, this training session that is actually happening live, and we know that you could be
doing
possibly
anything else,
but you've
Drinking.
chosen to. That's not so bad.
You can still drink and listen here.
After the week that you gave me, I think I warrant one, maybe 3 at this rate.
Right.
But yeah, it has been a phenomenal week. Sandra, you have really, really pulled me out of a place that I didn't even know. If you told me this even 2 weeks ago that I would have been doing this, I would be telling you no. Yeah, and here we are. Miss Darlene, thank you. Welcome. Miss Beulah. Hey, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. And we know that Friday, everybody goes out. They look forward to 5 o'clock, definitely. But we actually are very grateful for everyone who take the time to tune in. So this is also a gauge for us to find out exactly what we could be doing on a Friday, how engaging, or whether we want topical issues on a Friday. I welcome your feedback. You can give us a call, 936-8255. There's also WhatsApp on that number as well. So you can call us via WhatsApp on the 936-8255. And you can send us a message as well with your ideas. So all of that is welcome. And we just want to make sure that we make sure that you are a part of this family, and that this show is just not Sabrina speaking to you. I want you to engage. I want you to be a part of everything that we have going on here.
Yep.
Hi, Miss Hicks, Delcy. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you guys. This means a lot to me. And tell your friends to log on and let's enjoy the weekend. To all of those that are listening and streaming over there in the sister islands, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, good evening. Again, I've been getting positive feedback from you, and I want to thank you all for your support as well. And you will not be forgotten in regards to discussions, because this is not just based on Grand. We are including everyone. But a week in review, we have had some rather interesting topics, from mental health to immigration reform to the RCIPS report yesterday on the 3 major cases that we have right now going on in the Cayman Islands, and topical issues, but mental health still comes up. Employment issues and immigration fines and so forth is still very topical. And it just proves that we have a number of things that are going on in prioritizing what is and what should be on the top of the list for national issues to be addressed, which is where your government plays a part, that will be critical in making sure that you, the people's voices and concerns are heard where they actually peg it on their priorities list. So hi to everyone over there in the BRAC, all the family, everybody who's going over for the weekend, be it by flight, who's already there, or who's taking the boat over, to all of you who are going over there for the weekend. So what are your take on what's the review back on this week, Sandra? Things are definitely looking up.
I mean,
hi, Miss Connie. Good evening.
I think that it was certainly a productive week for us. We got a lot accomplished. I know you were, but before you were in the studio, you were talking about all the stuff that we've managed to do in just the space of a week, even here on this program. And I had a very busy day today. I had a number of client meetings, and everybody's getting excited about CMR TV,
right?
And what is going to bring to the Cayman Islands, and especially the independent creators, because that's really what it's all about.
Okay.
Giving people choices, allowing people to view different creators and engage with them at different levels. So, you know, you and I are kind of like the daily foundation. So we're doing daily shows. So far, we're the only two that are going to do a daily show. And it takes a lot to do a daily show.
It does. The research, to making sure you have content, making sure you're engaging, because you don't want it to fall off the deep end. Because right now I consider this the honeymoon phase. I have to be creative. There's research that's going to be required. There's locking in of guests for sure, and making sure that you're a part of that. So even as I said earlier on this week, with the format of this very show, instead of just talking, we were considering a day where there's definitely open mic. We chose open mic all this week because we were working out some of the glitches. But I'm wondering now if the open mic should not be the Thursday and we end on a lighter note going into the weekend, unless
there's
based on what
going
right. So that is something
you always have to
engaging.
gauge it. I mean, with a daily show, it has to be topical,
correct,
based on what's happening. So every week it might be different, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can never tell when something is going to be
correct.
That's the business we're in.
We'll change it accordingly. Nothing is
media,
in stone.
You just never know. So Miss Marjorie says, what date is CMR starting, please? It has started this week, Miss Marjorie. So it is starting in different phases. I told you guys we were starting this week, and this week we started with our second daily show. So right now, if you go to cmrtv.com, you'll see that the website is live and it's playing this. So you can choose to watch it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or cmrtv.com. Sometimes, you know, you might not have access to the social media platforms, so the website is a bit more convenient. We've got international Canadian guests who will love this now, that CMR website, because then they're blocked on a lot of the social channels. Right. And so they don't have to worry about that anymore. So you've got variety, you've got options. But what will happen, Miss Marjorie, is over the next couple weeks, especially, the content will start to roll out more and more. And so the day's worth of programming is going to quickly get filled in. And that is what, you know, I'm sure you'll be looking forward to, is having more content to watch, being able to go to the website and watch Caymanian cooking shows, watch the Books and Bush Tea, watch Throwing It Down with Alfonso Brown, watching Miss Marla Dukran when she comes on board. So there's a bit of a phasing in of all of this. And the last phase of it will be when we roll out to radio. So we're going to get the guides and the scheduling and everything fixed, so that when we roll out to radio, it'll be a really quick and seamless process. Because, you know, if you're driving your car right now and you're like, hey, Sandy, I don't have data to watch you on Facebook or to go to the website, you can then simply tune in on the radio during drive time. So all of that is coming in phases. Just bear with us. But this show is part of CMR TV. So official launch was actually this week, and we've got a lot of amazing content that is, you know, definitely coming your way. So stay tuned for it.
Now, I know some people were asking you whether or not you would be on TV, like a particular channel. How does that work?
So eventually,
like Logic TV, Flow TV, you know, how does that work?
So eventually we are going to, we've already spoken to both Flow and C3.
Okay.
And we're going to have a channel on their lineup, like a CMR TV channel.
Okay.
And then we should be able to, oh, looks like I sent out the wrong video for today. Give me 1 second. My apologies. We should be able to, get an actual channel lineup there. So when that happens, just stay tuned. We will certainly let all of you know that is going on and once that officially launches and stuff as well. So yeah, just stay tuned for it, Miss Marjorie. Not to worry, we'll have that information in due course.
Now, when people actually ask about how this is going to be rolled out, it's like hard to wrap your head around it. And because they're like, well, the TV station, like, where's the TV station? That they're trying to wrap their head.
Yeah.
Do you mean you're going to be on the CMR show in the morning? And those are the type questions, because they're linking it to your 7 o'clock show.
Yeah.
How can you break that down so that people would really understand what CMR TV is?
Yeah.
Because that is, people are getting it a little.
Yeah. So yes, and it's so funny because I just met with someone who they're in marketing and they have clients who will want to support different content creators and stuff. So we are doing things a little different, and so it's probably not a bad idea that we explain how this is going to work. Variety is the spice of life. Trust me. And so what is incredibly important is for us to give our listeners as much variety as possible. And so that's why we have all different types of content creators. Now, we don't have a big budget. I feel no shame in telling you guys that, I think that there's so much because of the technology that we have available to us.
Right.
There's so much in this day and age that we can do on a budget. And, I don't mind spending money, but I believe that if you can do it for less and you still
Why not?
give people what they want, exactly, why not? So we will be doing this by and large on a budget. And what that means is that the content creators themselves are largely responsible for the creation of their content. We don't have a big, massive studio where individuals are all going to be converging on that one studio just to be able to produce stuff. No, they do it wherever they can and wherever they want to. You're doing yours here in what has now become your home studio, and you've got it fixed up really nice. You've got your camera, your board, all of your equipment here, and you're off and running. And so that is how it's going to work for the vast majority of creators. Some will be doing pre-recorded shows, and then they're in the lineup for when they go. I just need to make one little correction here for when they actually go live. And when we mean live, when it's actually aired, right?
Right.
So those are the basics of how it will actually work. It'll take a little bit of getting used to, but I think once people see it in action, they'll understand, that we're bringing you all this unique and amazing content. And the idea really and truly is that you can be anywhere and have access to it.
Now, when we're off, let's say we're ends at 6:30.
Yes.
Will there be other content should people choose to stay on cmrtv.com?
Yeah. So there will be, and probably the best place to see it transition is going to be the website, because then we're going to go into news for like half an hour.
Okay.
And then after news, we're going to go into like another show at 7 o'clock. So there'd be like another content creator. So the TV guide will be shared on the website. And from there, you have, all of the options to be able to then watch what's showing at that particular time. Or you can even go back and watch something that aired previously.
Yeah. Which I find a lot of people are doing because they've heard how the show, they've heard how the Sabrina Speaks show has taken off, and they're actually going back to Monday.
Episodes.
So that's why we're saying our numbers continuously climbing on even shows that are already past, because people have just caught on, and it's almost like a Days of Our Lives type thing. So what were they talking about then, and how was that? So yes, so it is going to be an interesting journey, an exciting one, and it is definitely putting a spin on how TV is for Cayman, and the accessibility on so much platforms, because even though CMR has their own platform, I'm going to also be directing traffic to the Sabrina Speaks Facebook page, the Sabrina Speaks Instagram as well. And so there's so much other mediums that you can get that will all be tied into this.
Absolutely. And we have positive 100 upliftment sent a comment through an Instagram. Thank you so much. Says, do you guys, will you have a children's corner? So we're going to have 2 shows geared towards our young people. One is for like the middle high school age group, and they're going to have a show. And then we're also going to have we're also going to do a younger show for the younger kids, like elementary school age, and we'll have fun stuff for them. Correct. There's going to be an art show on Saturday mornings, Positive 100, that they can also watch. It's going to be a lot of fun, showing them different arts and crafts project and interviewing artists and stuff like that. And then we also have an animation show on Saturdays as well. We're going to have some religious content, so you'll be able to, stay home and watch church service and stuff as well. So that's a great question. Positive 100. So there's going to be quite a few different things. There's some music shows and so on as well. So I think you also had a caller on.
Yes, we do. Hi, caller. What's on your mind in your life?
Good evening, beautiful ladies.
Good evening.
I gotta be a little bit nosy today.
Go ahead.
I like you look good in Porsche color. That's my favorite color, orange.
Okay.
Oh, me.
You, Sandra.
I thought you were talking about your brown.
No.
I was going to say, thank you, ma'am.
It's Friday.
Well, Sabrina beautiful in her black too, but I just wanted to say that I gotta be nosy today and watch one we're in. So.
Okay, no problem.
I know where you're going with this.
But I just want to say a big shout out to a big happy birthday to my. I want to say a big happy birthday to my special niece in Tampa. She celebrates with U.S. Independence.
Oh, wow.
They're having a big celebration today. I called my sister and I can't get nobody. They must be pleased at home.
They're partying.
They're probably out in the back or lighting up the grill or in traffic trying to get to the perfect spot for fireworks.
And I'm listening, and I got too much to say, but you guys are beautiful and keep the good show up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
We have another person says, pleasant good evening, ladies. I'm listening. Happy Sabbath. So of course, the Sabbath has started. If you're Seventh-day Adventist,
at sunset.
So at sunset,
it's
almost there.
We're almost there. I was going to ask you if my lipstick look.
It matches.
Red enough.
It matches today.
Hey Jim, you need to give me a reason why you're late to class.
So we have a couple lost items. Somebody lost their wedding ring. Oh my gosh. No. Yes, they're offering a prize. A reward will be offered for safe return. It's more, you can imagine, it's more sentimental. So if you were in the parking lot of Country Corner behind Fresca, someone has lost their wedding ring. So we will post that for you.
Yeah. When that happens,
my gosh,
it's like a part of you that's gone.
Have you ever lost something? I know they're material things, but you get attached to things for different reasons. So I actually lost my class ring from high school when I was in university. I think somebody actually stole it, but obviously I never got it back. And the reason why I say that is because it didn't look like a traditional class ring. So I think they took it, and I was in a dorm for like one semester, and they didn't realize what it was. And then, it was like gone. Now in the States, there's like one big company that does all the class rings and everything that we order from. So I could have gone back and reordered it, but I just felt so sad that, my class ring from high school was gone.
It actually, you do get connected to things,
Yeah.
Denny, I think this is your first time that you've actually commented. Welcome to the Sabrina Speaks show. I see your question that's posted here on the screen. And definitely we are going to be tackling immigration issues. This evening is open mic. It's a Friday. We were discussing on the format as to whether or not we wanted to be doing hard-hitting topics, refreshing, but because this is a family this is a participatory platform. We will dabble in any conversations. that is presented here for you as well. Your question is, should there be a cap on the number of Caymanian status grants which can be granted per year? If not, why not? I think that's a wide discussion that has been had for years. It has been a cry, definitely, of the Caymanians that we feel that it is a free for all. Definitely provisions were actually made where the mass status grants will never happen again based on the amendments to the law.
Yeah, definitely not
that was done at that time, because I think, there's only 3 that can be granted by cabinet now per year. And in regards to where persons or what sections person can be issued grant of status remains spouse of Caymanian, spouses on the grounds of descent, be it if you are if you have a parent or grandparent that was born in the islands, that's on grounds of descent. Then you have it, like I said, naturalization, that you have either been the holder of naturalization for 5 years, or and legal and ordinary resident, or you have been here for a total of 15 years, whichever happens earlier. So is your question based on whether or not there should be a cap on the number of status granted based on naturalization, based on the grounds of marriage, or based on the grounds of descent? Those are the 3 that remain. So that is a wider discussion, and I feel the temperature check needs to be given on that, to be honest. The only open one that wouldn't have a direct connection would possibly be status on the grounds of naturalization, because that would be a transition from those persons who were granted permanent residence for being here, let's say 9 years, 8 years, got through, they had to invest in property, they were active in the community, got it by the point system. And then after that was approved, then they got naturalized. Through the naturalization, then they still have to wait then to apply for status on the grounds of being naturalized. And that brings up a total of 15 years of being legal and ordinarily resident. So it all depends on whether or not your broad question is whether you're asking if we should put a cap on the grounds of descent, on the grounds of marriage, on the grounds of naturalization, because those are the 3 sections pretty much that you can get status on at this current time. So it'll be good to hear and have wider feedback, since that comes natural to me, but to let you know. But I think the litmus test would be making sure that you do the research. I know some people don't like to hear that. But that's pretty much when you strip it all away in slowing down the numbers. That's what you're dealt with. Those 3 areas: grounds of naturalization, grounds of descent, and the grounds of marriage. So, and then of course you have your cabinet grants, which is limited to only 3 a year anyhow, because that was put in law that you would never be able to give away under the current law. Mass status grants again. So I hope that I was able to actually do that. But I welcome the discussion on a broader thing.
And you know what, a lot of people are, and this is why it's important to have the facts in relation to this, because a lot of people are not willing to recognize the categories under which people are actually getting status.
Acknowledgement too, by entitlement by way of grant.
Exactly.
Yeah, for those ghost Caymanians.
Yeah, like my daughter, I had to apply for acknowledgement for her. Are you saying there should be a cap on that? That would be ridiculous.
Exactly. So this is why I'm very careful, but I made sure I read it.
Yes.
Because you just using this as a broad brush can disenfranchise those that are entitled to it as well. And
marriage, and also by marriage. I mean, I think you can only put so many restrictions in place for that.
Well, I think that coincides to a guest that I will be having featured on the show, that we have to look at immigration law and the marriage law together. Because we're hearing that there's a lot of frivolous marriages that is getting married based on their tenure once they've been here for a minimum, let's say working on a work permit for 5 years, and they get married to a Caymanian just because they've already been here for 5 years. They get married to a Caymanian. They get the residence and employment rights certificate as the spouse of a Caymanian. Hold that grant for 1 year. Because of them already having 5 years in their resident bucket. they can possibly be considered for status undergrounds after 10 years or 5 years, long before they would be eligible to get status on the grounds of the union, but in collaboration with them already having 5 years of legal and ordinary residence as a work permit holder, that time will be used towards them being able to get status in their own right, but secure in their ability to remain here because of the marriage. So those are some of the little loopholes that people are aware of, which is why the conversation came as to whether or not we should look at how persons are able to acquire naturalization. And that's a total different law. That is not even in tandem with our immigration law. It's two separate pieces of legislation, which is the British Nationality Act. But before going too much into that, I think we have a caller. Caller, good evening. Welcome to our show. You're live.
Good evening.
Oh, Danny.
Yes.
How are you? Welcome to our show.
I'm excellent. The Caymanian people are being ripped to pieces, though. And it's through the slackness of the policymakers taking this matter seriously. We have a 3-alarm fire going on at the moment. For example, last year, 1,561, I think it was, status grants were granted.
Do you have the categories for those, Denny?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I also need to find out what percentage of the births are Caymanian. I think the total is something like 860 or something like that. But I don't know what percentage of that is Caymanian. And so it's a simple question. Should we be issuing status grants at a rate that is about twice that of our birth rate?
Well, once again, it's going to go to the categories, Denny, because you can't be...
No. Should we be issuing, regardless of which category it's in, should we be issuing status grants at twice the rate at which Caymanians are having children?
But there's certain categories. So say, for example, if my daughter's acknowledgement is being counted in that, what would you say?
No. Acknowledgement and grant are two completely different concepts. You don't. The immigration department is not granting your daughter status. They're just acknowledging that she has the right to have to be a Caymanian.
So the grant.
So you're saying that that's not included in their statistics?
That's what I'm saying is that is not a grant.
No, but is that included in their stats?
Not in grants. Grants are
those that go to the board.
That's right, because they don't have a connection to the Cayman Islands, so they don't have a right to it until certain criteria is met. And this thing about just being here for a certain amount of time, that has to go. Criminals are here for a certain amount of time. We need to rethink about allowing people who actually mean Cayman well to become a permanent part of the population and get rid of those who don't. So it's not just about how long you've been. I understand what the law says now, but what I'm saying is that criteria should change. That's all I'm saying there.
Okay, so that is the grounds of naturalization then that he's really referring to, because all the others would actually have a direct link, like on the grounds of descent, who are over the age of 18, parent or grandparent born in the islands, because the acknowledgement by entitlement, like what Sandra was alluding to, are for kids under the age of 18 or continuation thereof. So the grounds of descent, the grounds of marriage, they're handled by the board. And the grounds of naturalization, which goes into the legal and ordinary resident part of 15 years and being naturalized, that could be the category I think that you're getting at.
When work writes a letter of acknowledgement, the operative word is acknowledgement.
Understood.
All right. So we need to clean up the way in which things are expressed. Like before the election, I expressed that we should this concept really already exists in law, but it's not cleanly expressed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that you are Caymanian as of right,
Mm-hmm.
or you're Caymanian as of grant.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference between the two essentially is that the one who gets it by grant is not entitled to run for elected office.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I believe that that distinction should be clear in the law, because you want people to actually understand what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it doesn't make sense to write things in a convoluted way that people struggle to understand what's being said.
Right.
I don't think we should have to hire a lawyer, go to court for people to understand what the law means. I'm not saying that mistakenly there won't be some ambiguity introduced unintentionally somewhere along the line, but should it be the norm that it's so ambiguous that
Mm-hmm.
you really don't know what it means? No, that's terrible administration.
Okay.
And so when you make those distinctions clear, what happens is that it allows you to write provisions in relations to those concepts more succinctly and clearly, so that you minimize the confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason those definitions should be dealt with right now is so that when we go to rewrite the legislation, we can express it in a way that is more digestible to the public.
I think another thing that they would need to take into serious consideration are ways in which things status can be lost, because how things can be lost is not clear enough. A lot that is stated in the immigration legislation is for things for the board to consider upon the grant of the right to be status.
That is why it should be that the distinctions I talk about as of right and as of grant is important, because one who has it as of right, you can't lose it. It's the one who has it by grant under certain circumstances can lose it. And I agree with you that they should be clearly articulated.
Yeah, just what things for the board to consider in order to approve. It should be clearly defined a number of things in which it can be taken away.
Right.
Yes, and that right now is rather shallow. So this is obviously a very topical conversation, and I know that this government and the minister and his team are actually working with making sure, and I hope that they are able to get a group together so that they can honestly make sure that the will of the people and the request of the people is actually reflected. And I also implore everyone to attend these meetings when this so-called white paper, if it gets to that point, it comes out, and make sure you are vocal. Because there's no sense of talking about it when it's already gone through the publication phase, on the floor of Parliament being debated to pass or not pass. There is a consultation phase that people can air their concerns.
When I come in contact with people in the supermarket or wherever, and they ask me questions about the things they hear me saying on this subject, and I explain it to them, they like the idea because they can see the benefit of having the clarity that allows for businesses to be able to get employees on a work permit where a Caymanian isn't available, while at the same time protecting Caymanians. Like that resonates with people.
Right.
And so I think we need to be careful that the special interest doesn't derail the effort to make significant, meaningful changes that will protect not just businesses, but Caymanians. And now, because, and I want to take the time to raise another issue. Cassandra actually raised it with me in the past, but the reason I didn't want to bring it up is because I wanted to make a different point. And when you're trying to talk about two very complicated things at the same time, sometimes it just
it gets lost in translation.
And this is how many children we're having as Caymanians. And the way I try to explain it to people simply is I say, if you had 6 couples and each couple had 2 children, they would have 12 children. And if you had 6 couples and each couple had 1 child, that they would have 6. And so one of those circumstances is keeping pace or replacing the existing population, and one is being cut in half. And we have to understand that if we say that we want jobs to be for Caymanians, what we have to understand is that not only do we need to replace the existing Caymanians, but we should grow the population somewhat as well. So we need to have more children. I know Sandra doesn't like that, but we'll talk about it in the future.
Danny, thank you so much for your contribution. And I'm looking forward to this open conversation to continue as the government actually gets started on making sure that they are making the necessary changes. So definitely looking forward to see.
The problem with having more children is you need to be able to afford to have more children.
That's another thing.
And in most instances, the people who have more children are the least able to afford them.
Correct.
And I don't mean just monetarily. I mean, even in terms of time, being able to spend time with your children to help them be productive members of society. So that's my greatest objection is the cost and the pressure that we're putting on ourselves by trying to have more children, as well as on the earth. I mean, you know, we're but a small nation, but the earth, you know, in some areas, people are overpopulating it. So I think we have to take those things into consideration. So Upliftment, I saw your question earlier about if you could participate in the youth show. As they roll out, we will, please stay tuned. We'll provide you more information on how those programs will actually work. The youth show is going to be the one for like the high school age. They're actually going to be responsible for the production of the show themselves. So, you know, if they want to have you on as a guest, then absolutely.
Good evening, caller. What's on your mind? Your life?
I need a little explanation from you. Well, how I get mine? I get mine under my dad, father, grandfather.
Grounds of descent.
So can mine be? Well, I'm not gonna do nothing. So I'm taking it away, but can mine be taken away?
Yes. You commit a crime. You see how quickly they throw you over here.
But yeah, I mean, the thing with it, right, that we have to be mindful of is the people that we're talking about are like the Malari doesn't have status. He's a work permit holder. And by the way, was applying for renewal of his work permit. But it's people like that, that once they get status, we get to see truly who they are.
They change.
And yeah, they're blocking, you know, access to beaches. They're telling us, what was the other one name? Linda and Carrie and Linda, something. I don't even know. They're the ones there in West Bay that we had to do the protest with. Those are the people who, once they've demonstrated that, you know what, we were just here buying time and using the people of the Cayman Islands. The second we get status, we show our true colors, and we don't actually care about the people. We don't care about this country that much. There should be a way to revoke their status. And currently, short of them committing a criminal offense where they're sentenced to like 12 months or more, it's impossible to do anything about them.
Which goes back to what I said, the definition of how it can be lost. That has to be a little bit more broad, because unless there's a conviction, in imprisonment for X amount of time, and you look at the current legislation now, how it can be lost, it's very minor. So you're good, Michelle.
Listen, I come here at the age of 9. And I was here for 4 years and 8 months. But I couldn't take them dummies that my grandmother worked with. And I went back, and I came back. That was 1962. And I came back to Cayman Island the 19th of August, 1973. And I've been here.
Oh, the day that you came back, literally the day after I was born. Look at that. I was born the 18th of August.
And I met Billy Ray, but I didn't need it off of him because my dad, father,
you have descent.
is Caymanian, and my mom and mother. And then when I was getting this passport that I got now, that I had to get from England, because with this passport would have been my 8th passport. 8 Cayman passports I went through. Besides this one is the 9th one. And this is the one that they give me all kind of trouble with because I didn't have my Honduran old passport.
To show how you entered the jurisdiction in the first place. to show how you entered the jurisdiction in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
If I show how I came here?
No, to prove how you entered the jurisdiction.
I didn't have nothing because I went to everything. I tell them I wasn't even worrying about the current passport, what you think, the old one. And then they gave me a whole heap of problems. And then I had to go to Honduras. And this Honduran passport, I wouldn't tell them what that cost me, which I never gonna use that. But I had to, and then they come to find out it was a big problem down there because whoever had steal my identity from 1999, they had my they give you a card that they call a cellular, and they had my number. The one for Banaka is start with 11, and this girl named Hannah Cooper Jackson had all of my information, my date of birth and everything. Somebody had sell that to her at the office in Banaka, and I had 4 lawyers and 1 notary public. So they give me all kind of problems.
But now you're sorted, so you're not going to lose it in your case because you're not. I hope you don't commit no crime.
And all of my stuff went back to the archives, and they said they have nothing on me. Everything is blank.
Right.
And somebody that was working immigration told me when they were helping me, right? And when they look in this thing, they say about my passport, because they used to stamp in the Cayman passport every time I get that our person holding Cayman status can remain in the island at will. The last one I got, Barbara Jackson stamped it, but they don't have it now. The other one, Marita had stamped before that. But listen now, this girl told me, she said, people don't understand. She said, see this stamp here? This holds, you get this on the ancestry. This holds a higher value than if you had get this from your husband on the marriage. She says, plenty of the people at immigration do know that, but she showed me something
on
that
the grounds of descent because you have connection.
Do ask what it was. Do ask what it was, but that's what she told me, and I'll never forget that. Our financial integrated service for helping me, and that's what they told me.
Yeah, you're on the grounds of descent. But thank you for sharing your personal story.
Then you remember, Sabrina, how they can get it on the grandfather. Well, me and my brother, we not checkerboard. My mother had 8 children, all later them were 4 man, and they would never give it to poor old Elvin.
All right, we got another caller, honey child. But thank you so much.
I don't understand.
Yeah, thanks, hon.
They wouldn't give it to him, but he don't need it now. But they were fighting him.
Good evening.
Yeah, thanks, hon.
Caller. Hello. What happened there?
They were listening, I think, to
hello, caller, you're live.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, fine, thanks. Welcome to the show.
Great. I'm Sabrina.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm just here listening to you guys about the status grant. Back in the days, and what is granted now and going on forward. You have persons who earn their status. They come to the country, they did not married conveniently, they don't even marry. But because of their good standing and give back and all of that, they earn it naturally and didn't abuse anybody. And then you have persons on the marriages, some of them is true marriages and most of them is conveniently. And as this lady who just come off the phone said, earn it off a descendant, right?
Grandparents.
Yes. And then you have another set of status that person, investors come in, but because they have their money, they get those status. Am I correct?
That's permanent residence, direct investment or independent means.
Permanent resident. So that's the differentiation I was looking into. So said, like, I know a few persons, I'm calling in over the year now, who definitely shouldn't have, but they retrieve, and some who really earn, but don't receive. And those persons who shouldn't have will bring others to the country who become trouble to society. Yet they line them up and friends and others who really become detrimental to the community. So those are the persons that really should be looked at in the future
to see grounds of revocation and how it can be taken away and yada yada. Which goes back to what I said earlier with this new reform for those who have already gotten it, that they can possibly expand ways in which status can be revoked or taken away. Yes, that could be expounded on.
Right, and for those who really know that they didn't want the spouse, but they just do that
because
and then walk away, leave the spouse, because in less than 6 weeks they leave the spouse and have the spouse hanging, abuse them mentally, verbally, and even physically. And you have your friends up inside the immigration who vouching for you that you can't leave the country. I believe those are the issues that really need to be addressed.
Well, it's good that you have this platform that these things can be placed in the forefront and can be ventilated right here, so that even the powers that be who will be in charge of making the necessary amendments, they can't say that there isn't a platform, a show that is airing these that may not actually, you can't see it sometimes when you're behind that counter. But life is real out here with some of the stories that are shared and some of the issues that are at hand. You can't see it from behind a desk.
No, and then at the end of the day, if you even do go in and you said something.
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality. It is not confidentiality, whether to the police or to the immigration. You know, and you find out the person's life is at risk.
Yes, if you report something as frivolous, got you. So
these is the things that really struck not only me but a lot. Yes. And driving people to mental illness, driving people suicidal, and nothing comes out of it.
So are you saying then that maybe they would be able to catch a lot more frivolous marriages or issues if there was a safe, like an anonymous way of reporting issues, like immigration, people who are in breach of immigration laws then?
Right. And then,
I mean, you can, because you can just email them. I mean, obviously.
But what she's saying, how safe can people feel?
No, but you don't have to email them from your, I don't know if they have an online form, but you don't have to email them from your own.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you about experiences that the persons who are supposed to tell you in confidence and have you protected, those are the persons who were exactly in there. And because of their friends and whomever, and they can rock and do all of this dirt together, nothing comes out of it. And persons, I felt, listen, I'm not a born Caymanian, but my heart goes out to the majority of the Caymanians who are suffering, both female and male. Because I've been here long enough that I have to even be counseling some of them, praying with them to get them crossed over out of the hurdle and the lock that they are locked into. There's a lot of persons being abused. And nothing comes out of it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it bleeds my heart. I'm telling you, it really pains me.
Yes. Thank you so much, caller.
Thank you so much, caller. Yes.
God bless you.
Loud and clear. Thank you, my dear. So Thank you for your contribution. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's 6 o'clock. Thanks.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock already?
6 o'clock already, Sandra.
Someone's asking if you're looking kind of darker today. I don't know is it darker outside? That if there was a light.
No.
We don't normally use a light though. This is how we normally look.
Yeah.
But I can go turn one of those lights on.
We can double check it.
If that makes a difference. Yeah. Hold on.
Let's see.
I mean,
we want to correct it.
Yeah, we're playing with all sorts of things.
Yeah. I think I saw a question earlier wanting to find out what was the format of this show, whether or not it's how it is, how is it different from your show, which is a very, it's the switch in the back under the, this show is an evening show. It's Sabrina Speaks. It's a live show, similar format to Sandra's show in the morning, but I'm the host. Now I'm quite sure Sandra brings a different flair. I'll probably bring a different flair based on personalities and how our format is. I will be actually interviewing persons just like she is doing it, but it is a live, Is this better? Is this better? Just let us know whether or not this is better.
Harsh for you?
I'm good
You're
until I look at the screen to try and read.
Yeah.
But yeah, this show is similar format, but it's not necessarily identical to Sandra's morning show.
Yeah.
It is a live show. We will be bringing people online in the virtual studio. We will be also interviewing people sometimes in order to build up to a story before as well. But the key is for this show is that it's an afternoon talk show, similar format of Sandra's morning show.
Mm-hmm.
But this week was my first week, and I am so thankful for all of the reviews I've gotten, all of the support that I've received thus far. It was all open mic. We didn't have guests to the show because we were still working out the kinks. There was one day we didn't have the wires plugged into the phone. The phone was not compatible. There were so much things going on. I did not feel it was fair to my guests to have any guests for this week because I've never manned a board. I've never read comments and all that sort of stuff before. I've hosted a number of times, but I've never done so much things one time live in order to feel comfortable to captivate as a embarking on this new show here on CMR TV.
So Jim likes the light. He says better.
Okay,
Irvin
thanks,
says
Jim.
yes, better. I think what we need to do is have one light on this side and one on this side.
It all
So
depends
that'll
on how
be-
bright it is coming in through that
Yeah,
opening.
because that's going to be kind of blacked out
Correct.
anyway.
So thank you for your
so,
feedback,
Yeah,
guys.
we will
Yeah.
work on it.
So
So aisle 2025 had an interesting comment.
was
Said
that?
no, too many people are having children that they can't afford, and the whole maturity as well.
Exactly.
So interesting.
and there were
And diverse romance says Denny, more children, not in this economy, because you got to be able to afford them. When Caymanians cannot get employment, the system is not working for the people.
correct. And I see Balika made a comment there.
Yes.
Some countries have great child allowances, affordable childcare, etc., to encourage locals to have more children. Always a challenge but can have a positive effect. And I agree. You have some countries that they actually make provisions, they create that environment where they encourage the childbirth to go up. So yes, it's very interesting how we're going to deal with this, because what I've noticed right now with how you call these Gen X and Gen whatever,
Gen
G's
is
and
it
all
G?
they are not really from general conversations. That particular generation, they are more into traveling. When we look at units, family units, I'm a 1974 baby. And when you look at my way of life, family, working hard, getting property, raising your family, when I speak to my 30-year-old, they just came back from Europe. They have their own home.
And listen,
I'm not hearing them talk about
Nope.
kids. When you have the conversation with that age group, is why I'm thinking we're seeing the birth rate going down, because their priorities are not necessarily having children. They want to explore the world.
And
They want to
I'm all
enjoy
for that.
life. They're constantly wanting to, nothing wrong with partying, but
They want to live a little bit.
Yeah, they see it different than me being born in 74, when that was what I was told is life.
And honestly,
No regrets.
I mean, honestly, I agree with that. I think your 20s is all about exploration, getting your education, whatever form that's going to take.
Yeah.
And the biggest education in the world that you can get is actually traveling.
Correct.
So go out there, see the world, go to as many countries, honey child, get as many stamps in that passport, see cultures from all over, talk to people from everywhere, live abroad.
It opens your
live
perspective.
abroad,
Yes.
and you'll appreciate what Cayman has to offer more once you've lived in somebody else's country.
Correct.
Trust me.
Correct.
Whatever our problems are, I can tell you, it's a long cry away from what some other people are facing, but you don't know that because you've never lived anywhere else.
Right.
So, you think going to Miami for weekend shows you what it's like to live in Miami. No, it doesn't.
Tampa is not traveling.
No.
Orlando is not traveling.
That's a vacation.
It's just going to various other countries. Like I said, my son, he was in Europe. He went to Belgium. He went to Portugal.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I mean, I was happy though. I'm going to do this. I'm going to embarrass him. He says, he called me the other morning and he said, message me. He said, I'm good. I'll talk to you later. So of course I'm asking. He'd reached Portugal. What are you doing? I'll tell you after. Well, I didn't think anything of it. Later on in the evening, I got this video on my phone. I was glad he didn't tell me what he was doing. The brute was about to jump out of a plane.
Oh my gosh.
He and his wife went skydiving. Well, I'm happy
Nice.
kudos to them. They are living life. They are in a position where they can afford it. Times when I was just being a mom and raising them and all that sort of stuff, I didn't have
the
that
opportunity.
Luxury. But 51, gorgeous, and
live your best
definitely
life.
Going to take it in. So it's different strokes for different folks.
Live your best life.
But what I'm seeing with that generation, they're doing what we're doing in reverse. They're living and then
settling
at kids.
down later.
So,
and I think that's the best way to do it. Explore,
Good for them. Good for them.
Go out there and live your life and, work on your career goals and stuff. And I guess there's never a perfect time.
Right.
But personally, that's why I love what Dr. Carlos said is no two children have the same parent. And that resonated with me because I know that had I had my daughter in my 20s, even my 30s, I would have been a different parent.
You see?
And in my opinion, not necessarily a better parent. So I'm glad I waited. I waited too long though, because now I could only have the one, but
Would you have wanted more kids?
For me, 2 was always the perfect number.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was always like 2 is good.
You got 2.
And I would, I would love to have 1 boy and 1 girl.
Oh.
Yes. 2 was the perfect number. Jim says, I say that Denny still needs his own CMR TV spot. Well, come on board. Come on board.
Great idea, Jim. Great idea.
Yeah,
Let's hope Denny takes up this offer.
Someone else was asking something in relation. Oh, Diverse says, why now? What buttons for you were pushed to make you start the show?
I now have my life back. Thank God it's not being elected.
I'm in the back saying, I pushed her.
I saw you. Look here. Sandra came out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness.
If you were in tune to yesterday's show and the feedback received, I am happy with the results of the election. And I feel that divine intervention, and I am embracing this new chapter. I am totally embracing this.
Yeah.
I feel lighter. I have no regrets of making that sacrifice of running for political office. I have no animosity in my heart with where I am right now. I have never, ever been happier with right where I am right now.
Praise the Lord.
And how fitting.
That's so wonderful.
It is 6:10. I'm nervous as heck though for Tuesday. But I think for what you have done, Sandra, in pulling me out is amazing. And I did not see it. If you had told me this is what I would be doing, I would be telling you no. I just really wanted to unwind after the elections. And I did. I went to the BRAC. I jumped in Badabanu. I jumped a little bit in Bracknell too. Yeah, I jumped.
I saw that weekend before the jumping.
Oh yeah, and my knee, it just But that's age.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I really took the time to get centered back. I did 5 solid years of, when I tell you, nonstop. I did not take a break, which is nothing to celebrate. But honestly, when the results of the election came through and all of the dust settled and Sabrina got back to Sabrina, I have never, ever been happier in all of my life. And you came a knocking. No, not knocking. You came in like a darn freight train. And here we are. And with Sabrina Speaks.
I have a reputation for being sometimes a bull in the china shop. Diverse says, what change or impact you're hoping to come from your show?
A change and impact is educating, informing, and making sure that people have a voice for far too long. I think that that has been somewhat a taboo. I want this platform to be a platform where persons can feel that they're open, they can come, we can discuss issues, topical issues, get educated, be informed once it's respectful.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. And that's the difference that we're going to bring. We're going to be coming from an informed perspective, and people should not be ashamed or shy to call, engage. That's where each one teach one.
Yes.
And like how you did for me, you're doing that for me.
Yeah.
And you tell me again about all of these boards and merging this and getting that. I've self-taught. I've invested in myself.
Yes.
I did a course and all of that for content creation and camera and lighting and all that sort of stuff. But it is so much in this first week that I have learned, that was forced to learn, that I've surprised myself at the tender age of 51 that I am still capable of doing this at such a quick pace. And again, Sandra, to you, my family, Flow Cellular World,
Big
Flow,
shout out
the
to
team
Dennis
over there
Cellular
at
World.
Flow.
Yeah.
I'll never forget Monday when we were about to start. I had a phone that just was not compatible with the board, and the team there at Flow, they stepped up to the plate, and we were able to actually get it working. I realized that it was the phone, and then Cellular World saved the day, and now it's compatible, and here we are. We would have actually got that sorted on day 2, but Blondie and I here forgot to plug it in. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Blondie and I. So it's been a very interesting week. It's been one that I think is worth celebration with you. And I know you're not expecting this, but hold on, I have a surprise.
Jim says you're going to miss me next week.
Where are you going,
and
Jim?
so you should put an AI image next to you after today, because it's going to be a naked spot. Hear him, but AI image. AI Sandy.
AI Sandy. Sandra.
Sandy 2.0. Oh my goodness.
I have to say thank you.
Oh
She
my
Blooms
goodness.
Ted Green Fragrance
Oh,
is a
my
token
goodness.
of my appreciation to you.
Thank you so much.
I know that publicly people would never have ever dreamed that they would see me and you like this on this platform.
Yes.
And from the bottom of my heart, I want to give you this as a token of my appreciation.
This box
and
is
I
so
hope,
beautiful.
I hope you
my
enjoy
goodness.
it. Yes.
Thank you so much. This is so beautiful. And of course, you guys know that Ted Green is a local fragrance creator.
One of our own.
And he has created, let me look at the bottle for this one. He has
it
created
has
some
amazing,
Lord.
There we go.
He has created, he has created some amazing, I got one of his fragrances the other day from Marlon, and see what this one smells like.
Yeah.
And they're so nice. Oh my goodness.
So you just pull it up.
Oh, Lord
It's a
have mercy.
spray.
I'd be turning it all day.
Spray it. But don't do this.
What do I do?
Just leave it.
Just spray it and leave it.
Spray it, yeah, and leave it.
Oh, it's like
it's very flowery.
And
well,
yes,
I will
like
not take the I have a surprise as well in regards to getting more to learn about the Ted Green fragrances. And you got to keep it locked.
You got to keep it. You got to have him on the show, girl.
He will be on the show.
Oh, big shout out Ted Green.
Get a lot of information from Ted. There's so much more that he has. The displays, he has cases. And why not showcase one of our very own? He has done wonders. And I felt that it was more than fitting for me to actually share. Yes, because you are blooming. And I felt that the name was fitting. And you're not doing it alone. You're paying it forward. I mean,
thank you so much.
It is an emotional time. Yes, out of joy and understanding where we came from. We had a little fun during the week with each other, good banter. But this just proves when maturity can overpower anything. Absolutely. And for what we can do as strong women. I know you don't drink, but it is a Friday.
Caymanian women,
but you can sip this today in the name of Jesus.
And I love your Mikasa glasses. I do recognize them.
Girl, we have Versace, but that's for another celebration.
Oh, geez, these are not the Mikasa ones?
We got Versace as well, but we're going to be toasting to me completing a first week.
Yay!
It's a red Roscato.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because it's Friday.
Okay.
And I know you're really not a drinker.
No, I'm not.
There
but
we
you
go.
know,
Why not? Why
pretty
not?
chill.
So we're gonna do this. Of course, we're
that more than plenty because I'm gonna have one sip and be drunk.
We're giving thanks and we're doing this live. And we're gonna toast.
Friday. It's happy hour somewhere.
Happy hour somewhere. But we're giving thanks to a wonderful working friendship and sisters. Moving forward, empowering women, and definitely breaking the status quo. This is what you call maturity. All the best.
Cheers. Absolutely. And where's Eldon today? Eldon, where you at, honey child? It's happy hour time.
Hey, caller, what's on your mind? You're live.
You both.
Oh my gosh, this is actually a good red wine.
Sandra, you say you don't drink. What do you mean?
I mean,
you both deserve that.
Nice.
Excellent, because you both deserve that.
Thank you.
Yes, your powder is delicious. Have a great weekend, ladies.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
There you go. To all of our callers. Watch me and Sandra. No,
I know.
We got to drink one for Eldon. We got to drink one for
Eldon, give us a call. Fan number one.
Yeah,
he was caller number one.
You got to swallow too. Go ahead.
No,
Go
ma'am.
ahead.
No, ma'am. We should have a drinking show.
And
one Friday a month.
We got to do one for Jim. But you see, I got to drink one just for Jim. I bringing out the Versace for you because you set me up yesterday. And I will never forgive you for that. So let's do one for Jim.
Charlotte, we might go through that whole bottle here soon.
What Sandra don't know, she tell me she don't drink. I tested her, you see. You see, GPS to get home.
These are the kind of ones you got to be careful with. Because you're not tasting the alcohol.
Nope,
yeah,
they're creepers.
Nice and sweet, and it tastes nice. Next thing you know, you're falling over and you can't drive because we don't want to be having one of those 5 o'clock Friday accidents.
No. So it's good that
Marshall's like, make sure you can drive home, Sandy. I'll put an auto mode or something, autopilot.
I'm glad that Marlon got past here to go home because she said she didn't drink. So, but I want to thank everyone. I know it's 6:19.
It's a special occasion, Donna.
We've completed a week. I've survived, and I just had to do it.
Please tell Mercedes to come and get Jesus because tonight not gonna go normal. We're actually going to be working after this, believe it or not.
Bad example.
So
we're just celebrating. Really?
Donna said, you don't drink. I hear you. Trust me. Jim says, Sabrina, if that's what you're serving on your show, I want to be a guest. Friday happy hour segment.
Friday, which is why I said, we're going to play it out. We're going to feel it out. A lighter tone on a Friday going into the weekend. And what better way?
Hi, Miss Carol.
Hey, Carol.
She says you guys are killing it. Didn't know. I loved.
No, you didn't know that you were getting that.
I know. This was such a wonderful surprise.
Okay.
What you said, the drinking show should have to be Red Soul Cup. Where do I sign up, says Jim?
Outside by the barbecue grill, Daddy.
Yeah. You know what? There's so much creativity that you can do with a show. You can sit in different places and do a live show. You can sit up by the barbecue and do a vibe out there on a Friday. And so this is some of the stuff that I'm encouraging my content creators to do. The technology makes it possible where you don't have to be in any one singular location to host a show anymore.
And you can be home and just do this. It's the vibe, it's the energy. You create that space and you don't need a throng of people. I mean, it's just 2 of us, but it's all of you.
Evelyn is loving it.
To all of you. And
Jack says, I'm going to be missing you both as a duo. You know what somebody said to me today?
What?
So I went and met with a potential customer. She's in the marketing business. So she has customers that, she can send her way. So I was kind of talking about the whole CMR concept, the rollout, how it's going to work.
Right.
And she said, the banter between you two has been so good. Maybe you do this once a month.
Okay.
So once a month we have a Sabrina and Sandy show.
That's enough to store up with you.
Yes, where we kind of get together and
each other.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing. Someone I saw on Instagram talking about, are you the sister that I beat up? I didn't beat up nobody.
No.
And she tried, but she never did anything. So whatever, you know.
Really?
These people are so ridiculous. But let me be very clear. The funny thing about Sabrina and I have people who walk up to me thinking that I'm Sabrina. Before they'd be like, "Oh, it's Sabrina," and I'm like, "You do know, right?" Wow. And they look at me like, "You sure you're not Sabrina?" I'm like, "Really?"
I'll tell you a story. I was at a function, a very public national event, and I got introduced and acknowledged as Sandra Turner.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah. Sandra Turner was the Minister of Health. And so Marlon.
Imagine.
Yes, Marlon.
What a mix up.
Guess who called our VIP?
Eldon, big up yourself. Cheers, cheers, cheers to Eldon. Yes, honey child, we drinking for you.
You've been we drunk for you.
Listen, after this, we're going by my house. We're going to have some sushi. And if they got any turtle meat left, we're going to get some of that too.
But I know you ain't getting that from me. I didn't mean him.
So was that an invitation to get?
Yep. We're gonna be in training mode though, so beware that we're gonna be doing some work. And then after that, we can play a little dominoes, a little looty.
Where you getting sushi from?
Frescas, of course.
Oh.
Oh.
But Ellen,
okay.
Ellen, that a final training before I go live Tuesday. It's not great juice.
Well,
so it's going to be interesting.
Take out the notepad.
I was just gonna say, like, you know, I mean, I think once a month is too.
Somebody said we're relatives. You and me related?
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, positive 100. How are we related? I don't know. Came out, everybody related, as far as I'm concerned.
No clue.
Child, this is my husband calling me. Let me see what he wants again, because he always calling. Hello, Marlon. We're still on air. Why are we still on air? Because it's a vibe. We're sitting here drinking wine. Cheers to Marlon.
Cheers to Marlon. Yeah. Who's getting paid
honey,
different currency? Look, I will not.
My daughter is hungry. Why is it every time she's hungry, she's my daughter?
Hey, now this is a Jerry
You're on your way
version of
so stop and get the
show.
child something. It's Friday. You know, Friday she gets her Friday treat. So treat her to whatever she wants.
Look here. You realize her personality has changed after 2 little sips? Like, what the heck? You know what?
All right, Miss Gigi, love you. Dad's going to sort out dinner for you, okay?
Eldon.
Nobody's screaming. I'll talk to you later.
What have we done?
Bye-bye.
What have we done to Sandra?
Love you. Goodbye.
Listen.
Oh, my God.
Bye.
Sandra is good vibes.
Yeah, but
Sandra is good vibes.
The little bit that she had is not even a communion portion.
See me. Even said hello, Sandra. Ready drunk, probably.
Yes.
I want to say that.
Okay,
I want to say this before the alcohol, before the.
You know.
But, yeah.
Go ahead. Versus, I'm coming.
I want to say, Auntie Sabrina, I'm looking forward to seeing what you bring by yourself.
Yes.
But the energy between you two, you can't just do this once a month.
Aww.
Got to be. No, don't do me that. Don't do us that. Right?
Okay.
Lord Jesus.
No, for real. No. You know, so yeah. I mean, I was gonna call in and ask something serious, but now like
that time done gone now.
That
time done gone, honey.
It's a Friday.
It all depends on what answer you want to, but no, leave it, Alden. Leave it.
Diversity, we need to do it weekly. Lord Jesus. She's getting put out of the house this evening, says Marshall. Yes, sir. Or maybe I'm not gonna get put out of the house. Something might be going on with this kind of drinking.
Well,
hello.
I gotta tell you what, if that a case, Sabrina stay at home, you can go. I'll make sure you get home safe. That one thing I guarantee.
Oh, God.
But I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
Come on over, Eldon. Give us about an hour to get some work done, some training done. Then you come over. Then it's a vibe.
Yeah.
All
but
right.
Thank you, everyone, for this. Eldon, thank you so much. I want to thank. Good night. I want to thank everyone for their support.
I'm gonna put one more light over here. Hold on. I want to see the lighting while we're still live. Keep talking, honey.
I want to thank everyone for their support this week. It has been a roller coaster. And again, for those of you who are tuning in because you're seeing a different side of both of us, again, we couldn't do it without you. And the feedback is phenomenal. We're going to take your suggestions, your ideas, and definitely work on two of us, because Jim said it all. It was the Sandra and Sabrina's comedy show. But it's amazing. It's the vibe, it's the energy, it's genuine. And I think that's what you're feeling. It's sincere. That doesn't have the adapter. So I want everyone to have a safe, long weekend. I want you to take time to spend with your family. I want you to enjoy, and for all of the Americans that are listening, because I know there are some that are going to be looking at this later on, happy 4th of July. Open that for me. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. And until Tuesday, God bless.
But it's not time to go yet. You still got 4 minutes.
6:30.
6:26, honey child.
Blame it on
we still have 4 minutes left. Early. So Paul, the man, having a good laugh. Miss Donna says, true, Eldon, we need more than just once a month show. Yes, sir. Your girls are fire, says Miss Kara. Love it for real. Aw. Lucky Bodies in the house, says midnight here in the UK. And I'm up watching you guys. Hey, have a drink, Lucky Body.
Hey.
Don't go yet, please, says Irvelyn. Diverse says put a green screen in the back.
Okay.
We're gonna do more with this, because believe it or not, like we said, this office came together really fast,
Less than a week.
but this is actually a sound panel.
Yeah.
So we put this up to help with the echoing in the room, but now you can get a design or something put over this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do so much more.
Good evening, caller. What's on your mind? You're live.
Party ladies, says Jim. Oh, what happened to the caller?
I guess they didn't want to be live.
They need to have a drink.
Hi. Good evening, caller. You're live.
Do you need some wine, honey chill?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, caller.
Hi, ladies.
You're
Hi,
live.
ladies.
Hi.
I'm watching you here having a little bit of.
Oh, I recognize
wine.
that voice. I love it. How are you?
Yes, but I just want to say, don't forget there's an even more important Constitution Day.
Okay.
Man got its first Constitution
on
the 4th of
Monday.
July,
On
1959,
Monday, yes.
and we're having Monday as a holiday.
That's right.
Okay, don't forget.
Happy
And-
Constitution.
Everybody keep safe and be blessed.
Yes,
Thank
Bye-bye.
you
so much.
Bye-bye. Love ya.
Yes, and of
Aw,
course,
that's sweet.
Yes, of course, that's a big day for
It's
us.
huge.
And
It's huge.
you know,
Yeah.
it's so important that we have the protections
Correct.
under the Constitution, under the Bill of Rights, because trust me, as y'all saw, I just won a case, constitutional law.
There we go.
It protects us all.
And there we go.
So absolutely beautiful. I was gonna say that in here, you know, we have like these virtual background options. We're gonna play around with some of it, but I don't personally like a lot of the virtual backgrounds because I find that they look like a virtual background.
Okay.
You know,
We want to keep
So,
it real here.
yeah.
So that they get it real.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, lots to come. I mean, I'm super excited.
Well, you see the difference of this show?
mhm.
You ever toast on your show?
The only
No.
time I can tell you, the only time
You
we
eat
did.
punk.
I be eating let's do this rich background. Look at us in McMansion.
Hold on. You
With
want
the-
to bring me up again? Girl, take that out. Take it out. Take it out.
So you bought another million. You bought another
$1
you bought
million.
another house.
Look, you're taking it
My
out. No.
God, where's Wayne Panton? Wayne, we need to be drinking with you too,
But
honey.
you know,
Shell.
look at where we are now, though. We can actually laugh at this.
So I know.
But
So,
no.
but listen here now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. What was I saying? I can't remember.
Sandra, it's 6:30. I refuse to be next week's topic on CMR show about a new host on CMR TV.
Oh my God.
So I hope
No,
Sandra
man, there was
that
something
you
I was
all
gonna
know
say.
don't report
Hmm.
Sabrina Speaks.
I was actually gonna say something, and now I can't remember. What?
Sandra, that will only communion portion.
Lord Jesus! Oh, about the drinking. Oh yes.
Till they
The
come
only-
get better.
The only time that I've drunk on the show, that
Uh-huh.
I've drank on the show, was during the election when McKeeva lost the election. Sorry, McKeeva, but I had to have a shot of something.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
You did give
And
it to us.
Elizabeth
Yeah.
tried to give me one shot
Yeah,
like this
you did.
big.
You did.
She was trying to get me drunk at home, y'all.
Mhm.
And that was like Patron or something crazy. I was like, girl, you must want me to fall down on the floor.
Good night.
I know, right?
Good night.
But yeah, sorry, Mac, but I was waiting for you to get out. 40 years in the making. So, you know, I had to toast to that. I had to drink.
When you know Miss Joyce, and she praying for us right now. And
I know.
Yeah, let's cut it quick before she calls.
Miss Joyce, and call her. Call her, girl. Don't make her go. You be the last caller of the week.
I can't even deny
Alden
it.
was the first, and you shall be the last.
I can't even deny it now, you know. Joyce,
I'm waiting. Joyce Ann, where you at? Call her. Somebody tell Joyce Ann to call. Tiger. Sandy Hill are coming for you. Don't move. Lord, all I need now is some coconut water. Oh, I think I got some Guinness home.
Oh, Lord.
And somebody was bringing me some Guinness. $5 a pound. I'll post them.
Concoction. Guinness and sushi. What are you trying to do?
I will post the Guinness for sale. We like to support our little young farmers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, you can always drink at home, says Marshall. Fall asleep right on the couch. That's right. That's right.
And one thing she's not sure of, floor space.
That's true. Me and my little boyfriend Chance. Yeah, Chance is the dog.
Yeah, Chance. Oh,
he'd be loving on me, come licking me. Oh,
it's amazing.
He'd let me sleep in his little cage. Probably. He's so sweet. He is the sweetest dog. I want him and Zeus to meet. I think they'd be good friends.
Yeah. We can arrange that. Maybe that can be a show since we're content creators.
Right.
A show all about dogs.
Yes.
4-footed dogs.
4-foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the 2-footed ones.
Not the 2-footed.
Because we don't try to hang out with them. Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna get you. I have an idea for your lighting, so we can sort that out.
For you, I might join on it. Just send me the message.
Wait, whose sister? Your sister?
No, Joyce. I'm got other one. Joyce. I pray for her too. We're not talking about Joyce. I'm not a soul to hear about this. Not a soul. Not a soul.
This Joyce Ann Green is my goodness.
Yeah, poor thing.
What diverse saying? Your dog, my dog would win. Win what?
Really?
Cuteness department? Oh, you have not seen Chance.
We're
Where's
going
Chance?
to do pictures.
Chance is
downstairs.
too cute. He's trying to figure out how to come upstairs after a week. He's like, I'm gonna see what partying going on up there.
To the fourth or fifth step.
Yeah, he's such a.
He's made it. Oh Jesus, wept and died for sinners.
Good.
Oh,
Answer
God.
the call.
Oh God, wishes.
Yeah, there she is. Hello.
Good evening,
Good
caller.
evening.
Listen to me.
Good evening, Miss Joyce.
We're here to confess our sins.
We're having communion,
later.
ma'am. We're having
You heard
communion.
me?
What you say? Say it again.
I am going to give it to you later.
Oi, you
You're
ain't
gonna
get
get
it.
a good
You ain't get it later. You ain't get it later.
Hey, the two of you together.
Oh,
Oh my.
You know we have
Hey,
some big. You know we got
Hey,
some big.
man.
We got
Hey,
some big
man.
behind. So I don't know how that can work.
It's a Friday. Light me up.
You might be
I
challenged.
can't let you up. I can't let you up for 5 minutes. You don't know how to behave yourself.
No behavior whatsoever.
None.
Not on a
And then-
Friday.
And then look at us. Okay, who you hook up with? Us, okay.
Okay.
The only thing she's not doing is
Oh,
fucking.
But listen, I got it locked, girls.
Lord.
My girls, I got it locked.
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
weekend, all.
Appreciate
God
it.
bless.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you look good, you
Okay,
see her sweating
darling.
soon.
Yeah.
Look,
You
she'll
know,
soon be
look at
sweating.
Listen,
Clean and Straight says show
You
about
see how
2-footed
they know
dogs
who
you'd
to
never run
call?
out of content.
you see how they know who to call when you obey.
I know. Yep.
I
You
tell
know
Yep.
to call me.
I tell them you can be praying. You can be praying for us.
Miss Joyce, I'm gonna sort you
Yeah, I'll
out.
be praying for you all the time, all honey. And myself too.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
We love it.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you
Love you.
guys.
Yes, love you too. Have a good weekend. Be safe out on the roadway, folks.
Yes.
Miss Donna, you know what I could go for right now, Donna? Some of Anthony's marinated kung. Ay.
The saltine crackers.
Yeah, boy.
Mhm.
Anthony, we need to talk, boy. You put Anthony in that kitchen. You know Anthony, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you put him in that kitchen, he gone clear. Oh my God. When I
Yeah.
first tasted his marinated kung, I couldn't get enough.
Nice. You know, I kind of slim.
You make a good marinated kung too?
No,
Oh.
I just a good taste.
Oh. Well, we can definitely hook up. We can definitely hook that up. I think we should do a Friday show every once in a while around food. where we just sit there and have food, taste the Caymanian food, have the chef over, make it a live show, and we eat and drink and talk to people.
Well, I'll specialize in the beverage department.
All right, sounds good. You know, I have a lot of liquor at my place, although I don't drink, so we got everything.
You know, we have the public has learned so much about you and I in the past couple of days that I'm almost scared to push my cart in Foster's.
Lord Jesus. Yeah. That's why I don't go to the grocery store too much.
Either that or I had to be there when they open up at 7 a.m. Shades
on a
in
Saturday.
In a Facebook.
Not on a Saturday,
though. Yeah.
Hear that Caymanian response? Yeah.
Yeah.
He cooked fish stew run down Sunday evening. It was delicious. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Boy. I saw him today, actually. I did see him earlier. I have to hook up some food.
You see, now this is Caymanian. You see the
diverse.
Coming back.
Oh, there's diverse romances. Talking about food and winning with dogs and all kind of thing. You look at you trying to run competition with SNS. What's going on? We want to taste your food, then bring it. Yeah, I'll tell you how to find us with some good food.
Definitely.
Make sure you got enough too. She don't eat much, but I eat, you know.
I don't eat much. I specialize in the beverage department. No shame in my game.
She said, make sure Anthony's there too. Yes, right?
Good.
No, man, we got arrange that. I'm thinking
this is cool. Your feedback on this would be great, to be honest. We would love your feedback on this type of vibe, which you've gotten, just me and her. But putting a different spin on what you're accustomed to as a talk show, it just shows we went to hard-hitting topics at the beginning. Then we went into some, we kind of tailored it down. And now we've lightened it up just before we end our show.
Absolutely.
And it just shows the diversity in being content creators and podcasts, but more so the engagement with you.
Absolutely. And don't forget the Sabrina Speak number, save it.
Yes.
Save it as Sabrina Speak, 936-8255. Yep. And you can WhatsApp her, questions, show ideas, whatever you got, send her a WhatsApp, and that's how you can engage and stuff as well.
There we go.
So, all right. Well, cheers to a successful first week, Sabrina. Yay. It is a pleasure. It has been a pleasure working with you, and it's going to be a pleasure going forward and working with you. And I know your show's a hit already, and I wish you continued success. People, listen now. Listen carefully. This is an important part of the message. Support our content creators. Support Sabrina. Support, Aniki Brown. All the content creators. Make CMR TV an amazing success story. With your support, it can be.
Correct.
And you know what? She's blazing out the barn with all kind of numbers. So you advertise on her platform. People are going to, on her show, people are going to see it. And it's a win-win. Win for your business and a win for her. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Hey.
Y'all have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend.
And happy Constitution Day.
Yes, happy Constitution Day. Please be careful out on the roadway this morning. We don't want to come here on Tuesday. This evening. Jeez, I'm peace. We don't want to come here this evening, Monday. Evening. She don't want. I don't want to come Monday morning. She don't want to come Monday. Look at me. Tongue tied, right? We don't want to come here and talk about no accidents and no bad news. Okay, so behave yourselves is what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Have a good weekend, folks. We're going to see you on Tuesday. Monday is Constitution Day. Enjoy it and goodbye for now.